Welcome back, everyone. Great to be here with you on this Mindset and Motivation Monday. Hopefully, we have a great show for you here today. It's an ancient methodology that shares with you how to unconsciously achieve your goals. Now, I know that sounds kind of strange, but it's actually a 6-step process of going from thinking, which we'll go over how to do that specifically, to actually becoming, which ultimately is what we're all trying to achieve. We don't necessarily want the thing outside of us. We want it within us. I'm going to explain all of that right now, starting with step number 1. Now, the very first step is the intention. Some people talk about this as visualizing or writing it down, journaling. But basically what you're trying to do is set an intention. So I am, and a lot of people say, I'm going to create a great relationship. I'm going to create a wellness-based career. I'm going to create wealth. I'm going to create health in my body, any one of these things. Okay. So first, you want to use the word going. We've talked about this on a previous Mindset and Motivation Monday, but instead it's I am, or I have, or whatever it is that you want. You're going to bring the future to the present tense. Okay. And we're doing that for a few reasons, but let's give you an example. So I am healthy, or I am working on my health. Any one of those. Like if you didn't say, I can't say I'm healthy because I don't feel healthy. I understand that. And people have a good point when they do say that, because you need your mind to at least be open to it, right? I call it suspending disbelief. You don't have to believe, but you at least have to suspend disbelief. So, I love the mantra, as I've said before, every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. Because it's telling your mind, okay, yeah, I may not be better yet, but every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. And that's Emilie Couillet. And it was an amazing research that he did in his own practice, but it was big breakthroughs, because it also shares with you, you don't need it all to happen in one day, which leads me to point number 2. So once you set your intention of what you want to achieve, please do choose one thing at first. So one thing, health or career or body transformation, relationship, spirituality, whatever you want it to be, choose one thing. Get successful at that, and then of course, move out into other things as well. But set one big intention. All right. So now we say, this is it. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I want to achieve. I know I don't have it today, but I'm working at it every day in every way. Okay. So then number 2 is to set a behavior. A behavior is basically an action you're going to take. So let's give you one example. Today, let's work within my realm, which is health. So let's say you have an autoimmune issue. So you know that based on your at-home lab results, you have a digestive issue, you have a gut issue, okay? So this is something that you need to do. You need to eliminate, let's just say, cow's milk-based dairy, as well as egg whites. That was a sensitivity for you, and you have some candida overgrowth that you need to get rid of. Okay, so what do we need to do? Well, we need to set a behavior is that we're going to be someone that cleans up our diet, gets rid of the food sensitivities that we have, and then follows the, let's say, CBO protocol, a regimen, in order to get back our health. Okay, so that's what we need to do. You want to get rid of your autoimmune issue. That's the intention. Pure health. That's what you're going for, right? That's what we want. Robust health, vitality, longevity, all of those things, strength, energy. Okay, so we set a behavior. We're going to have to change our lifestyle. Okay, we're going to change our food, our nutrition, cut down on alcohol, all of these different things. Great. So then we need to create, that's the action we need to create. And then what we're going to do is set it in to become a habit. How do we do that? That's step 3. Well, step 3 is this, that now we need to meal plan. We can't just rely on, oh, well, whatever they have at work is what I'm going to eat. Or whatever my colleagues are doing after work, well, that's what I'm going to do as well. That can't be it, right? So we need to plan, okay, we're going to do this smoothie for breakfast. For lunch, we're going to do a nice salad with protein and veggies and all sorts of great things added on it. Mid-afternoon, maybe you need something, maybe you don't. And then for dinner, this is what it's going to be for 6 out of 7 nights. And then one of the nights, you're going to enjoy a flex meal of whatever you want to eat. Okay, so we're going to create those habits. Now, what do we need to do? Okay, well, we need a food shop to make sure we have some frozen fruit in the house, like some frozen wild blueberries, maybe some bananas you dice up, or maybe just go all berries. You just do strawberries and blueberries, whatever it is that you like. You put those in your smoothie. You got your shake powder, you do all the things that you need to do, right? You've got your supplements, you're good to go. Okay, for lunch, what do we do? Well, if you don't have a place that surrounds you that you can get to on a daily basis from your work that you might just walk to, well, what we need to do is just say, okay, we're just going to order some spring mixed lettuce or whatever you like. That's part of our salad. We're going to get some chickpeas, some cannellini beans, some whatever we want, some good olive oil, some chopped up veggies. If you need more carbs, you maybe cook up some sweet potatoes ahead of time, put those on top, some squash, whatever it is that you like. Okay, then we bring that to work. We're all set, right? Now we have our lunch. We know that we're all locked in, or we know a place that we're going to be able to go get it. And then for dinner, we're going to be home. We're going to make it really easy. We're going to choose a protein. We're going to choose 2 veggies, and we're going to choose maybe some type of healthy starch if you want that, and then a healthy fat. And you're just going to plan out a simple menu. That's the habit. And we're going to do that every single day. How long are we going to do it? Well, we're going to do it continuously. There's no end to it. And then we're just going to add in flex meals. Why? Because we set an intention, and our intention is to be healthy. Our intention is to overcome an autoimmune issue. That autoimmune issue didn't happen overnight, so you're not going to get rid of it overnight. But here's the nice thing. You set the intention. You set this behavior in and create a habit. Well, very much so in the next 3 to 6 months, you're going to feel a dramatic cessation of those symptoms of the autoimmune issue, if not complete remission. Okay, so that's the plan. We've got that. Now, people get to the habit standpoint and they're like, they start to do it, right? They've got their habit, they're locked in, and they're good for like a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And then they're like, I don't know if I really want to do this anymore. Well, this is step 4. It becomes a practice. Now, when people say practice, they think of like, oh, they're getting ready for the big game, that it's just, no. A practice is how you live your life. Your life is your practice. Like, this is it. This is my practice. My practice of in work, it's helping people to heal. It's leading teams or whatever it is. But in daily life, it's like my practice. My practice of life is waking up, being there for my family in the morning, going to work, showing up for my teams. Then after that, it's showing up for myself as well, getting in my exercise. That's part of my practice daily. Like, I get in my exercise. It's either a recovery-based work or it's an exercise. Okay, good. And then after that, it's dinner with the family. It's family fun at night. All of those things. Like, that's the practice, right? It's also eating healthy. It's taking my supplements, following that de-stress protocol that I talk about in the rain barrel effect. Well, at this point, people sometimes then question, is this really what I want? And I think it's important to look at that, meaning like, what is more important to you? Is getting healthy more important to you? Or are you okay with being unhealthy if you get to do some of the other things that you want in life that might lead to poor health? People have to make that decision, but it is at step 4 that you decide, okay? Step 4 is, it's not easy, but you've locked it in and you've got this rhythm going and you are committed at that 12 weeks and longer. So that full 90 days. And then what happens in step 5? It becomes second nature. But you need to get to the 90 days. You need to move through those 12 weeks. And your body's going to want to move back to comfort, to what it knows, to taking the easier way that you've always done. Now, is it easy? No, because living with an autoimmune issue is really hard, right? So it's like, I love the line in life. It's like, choose your hard. That's really what it's all about. There are things that I do on a daily basis that are not more special than anyone else. Like, it's just not. Like, I'm not doing anything wildly different. For me, I know my previous health issues. I have to choose to do the things that I don't necessarily always want to do, but I'm choosing my hard, right? I'm choosing the hard that allows me, I think, to then have an easier life in terms of health and just family and all those other things. Sometimes I make decisions with my wife and my daughters like, hey, this is the harder thing to do, but overall, in the grand scheme of things, it makes life easier. So hard today, yes. Hard in this moment, yes. But in life then, it makes it much easier. Like that's the truth. Living with pain is hard, right? Being able to plan your meals, not so hard. Hard in that day, yeah, you got to do it that day, but easy when it comes to not being in pain 24 hours a day or having to be medicated. All right. So after that 12 weeks, it becomes second nature. That's phase 5. That's part 5. That's always been the ancient methodology, is visualize, set the intention, dream it, right? Believe it. Start to then work the process, behavior, habit, make it a practice. That means it's a part of you. Got to do it for at least 12 weeks, right? A quarter, a 12-week year. And then what do? It becomes second nature. Now, what's second nature? Well, it's almost like autopilot. Yeah, you're still thinking about it, but it's always just part of your routine. Meaning, like, if you do online food shopping, it's always the same cart that's being delivered. Or you've got your list and you've got it memorized. You stay to the outsides typically of the grocery food store if you're shopping there. And what you're doing is you are just now more on autopilot. So what happens at that point? Well, things just become easier. That's the truth. After 90 days, you're like, yeah, this is just how I live. It's my practice. It's my life. It's my lifestyle. This is who I am. And that's phase 6. That is the 6th step. It's who you are, right? So when people say, isn't it difficult to do X, Y, and Z? Like for me, isn't it hard for you to remember to take your supplements 3 times a day? Isn't it difficult for you to eat cleanly when you want to be able to have some ice cream or some cookies or whatever it is? Isn't it difficult to get to bed by 10 o'clock at night? Like all of those things. And I could say, yes, it was at one point. And sometimes I'm human. It still is every once in a while because I still am human. But it's who I am. I go to bed earlier simply because I want to wake up earlier, because that sets my day off for the right tone that I'm looking for. It also allows me to get 8 hours of sleep that I need for my body. My body doesn't do well with 7 hours. It needs 8 hours. Some people may be able to do a little bit less, right? So for me, I need at least 8 hours. I get in bed. I make sure that I am in there for 8 hours. So I do these things because it's who I am. But how did I become this individual, which again, nothing special whatsoever, is that I just started with an intention. I had autoimmune issues. I had a lot of health issues. And so what I tried to do is just set the behavior and eventually create a habit. And then it started to stick, and I was able to stick with things for longer than just a couple weeks. And then it became second nature. Oh no, like, yeah, when I go out to lunch at work, I just go to these 3 spots. My Life Alive in Boston, or I used to sometimes go to Dig In. I'd sometimes go to Sweet Greens. Sweet Greens. I used to go to all these different spots that I knew I could just get a nice, healthy, clean lunch that isn't all drenched in oil, right? So that's just what I did. That was second nature. Of course I was going to do that. And after a while, it's not something that you ever think about, but it's just who you become. You just no longer go out and have 5 or 6 drinks in an evening. It's not who you are. And it doesn't mean that anybody who does have 5 or 6 drinks is a bad person. It's just not who you are, right? So all you're trying to do is worry about you. But what I found is that the healthier you get, the better example, and I hate to use it like that, but the better example you are, the light that you are begins to shine a little bit brighter. And then people who may have wanted to move in the same direction as you begin to see you as that guiding light, as that someone they can say, hey, I've noticed something different about you. I've noticed you look healthier. Your skin has a better glow to it. You seem more vibrant. You seem like you have more energy. Why is that? And that's the opening that they are leaving for you to now start to share this same 6-phase methodology. Find out what's right for you, set the intention, and eventually over time, just start to work the practice. It becomes who you are. Then there's no more trying involved. It is second nature. It's easy. And then you can set even bigger goals. So hopefully today's show was helpful. I always appreciate your support of the Cabral Concept. Thank you so much. And as always, if the show is helpful, do feel free to share it with anyone you believe it could serve. Take care, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything. Functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.